Weekly mining news. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and as usual we'll do the week's news, we'll cover the prices, and then we'll have a chat about the best place to get a start in the mining industry. Last week I got asked to talk about moving to Kalgoorlie, and fortuitous as it was, this came up. Thousands of jobs and real cheap real estate in WA. The only catch is that it's in Kalgoorlie. And this is a story that's been going around for the last few years. It's up to 1,500 jobs now. But just to give you an idea, this was me on the radio 2 years ago talking about it. And at that stage, the story that we were talking about was the 1,000 jobs that were out at Kalgoorlie. And the thing that I want all the new starters to get out of this is that there has been a lot of jobs going in Kalgoorlie for a long time. Yes, there have been new projects start up, and so there have been more jobs added. But the real reason why there's still 1,500 jobs going is because they're pouring people through a lot of these jobs. And that's the real story about this, is that you need to know exactly what you're getting yourself into. The sponsor has got a partnership program for jobs around Kalgoorlie if you're interested in going. But again, the partnership program that they've got with KCA Site Services, KCA are only interested in people that can answer the mining questions in the interview. If you can't do that, they're not really going to be very interested in you. If you can and you can get yourself to Cal, then there's opportunity there for you down that front. If we come over to our map that we use, you can see all the gold mines here. This is set up for gold, but it's not just Kalgoorlie that needs lots of people, and that's what everybody in the eastern states needs to just take into consideration, that there are a number of jobs going in New South Wales, Queensland, and even the gold mines in Victoria. There's a few gold mines that are ramping up in Victoria that are looking for people as well. So there's jobs everywhere. You just need to work out what you want to do, and if you do want to go to Cal, then understand the best thing you need to do is know what you're getting yourself into. So do a bit of study and a bit of research behind it, because the jobs that are there and the ones that are the 1,500 jobs, they're the ones that are turning over 3 out of 5 people in the first 6 months. So that's why there's still these jobs there, is because, like I said, they just keep on pouring through people. And the going rate is in the industry, and the long-term average is 3 and 5 people fail in the first 6 months. And that's just mining. And unfortunately, hard rock underground mining and exploration live up to those standards. So the other thing that I just wanted to talk about in the news was coal again, and unfortunately Glencore are set to slash jobs in the Hunter Valley, and that's got to do with the price, which we'll talk a bit more about in a little while. But this is just another coal mining story, and again, I know I've talked about it for a few newses in a row, so for new starters, coal's probably not the best place to get in. But the reason I wanted to do this one was because if you are in the coal industry, just be aware that the gold industry is trying to poach you. So this is McMahon's, and they've offered, this is a job that's come up in Queensland, but I'm sure if you're looking in New South Wales and want to relocate over to WA, they'll be more than happy to hear from you. And they're looking for everybody that's got any experience driving, or a digger, or the big dump trucks, or anything that you've been doing in the coal mine. You can switch it over to doing it in a gold mine. So they're headhunting at the moment, and I thought it would be a good idea for me just to bring that up. If there are any experienced people watching this and they are at a bit of a loose end, just realise, or just know that there are companies around that are actually looking for your skills at the moment. So if you want to make the jump from coal to gold, then this is probably a really good opportunity. If we jump over to the coal price, you can have a look. It's around that 51.30 mark, and it's come back down again and gone sideways. And like we've been talking about on the news, at that price, a lot of the mines aren't viable, and that's why they are shutting a lot of them down or ramping back production. In iron ore, the price just keeps going up. There's a bit of production come back online in Brazil, but it looks like plenty of countries around the world have decided to stockpile the commodities. So if we move over to gold, it's down a little bit, but it's still close to that $2,600 an ounce. But copper has really put on quite a big charge at the moment. It's up over 9,800 a tonne Australian, and nickel is over 21,800 Australian as well. And those two commodities, it looks like a lot of countries around the world are buying up physical metals instead of buying bonds and others, that sort of stuff that looks like they're actually buying commodities. So oil, gold, nickel, copper, anything that they can physically get their hands on, they seem to be buying. If you want to have a crack at getting into mining, the best place that I would recommend that you try is hard rock underground, because that's where the most jobs are at the moment. And if you come over to Seek and you type underground in, you will see all the jobs come up, and there's lots of them. And all these jobs, it's all about being able to show the employer that you know how their mine works. And to be able to do that, you can use the sponsors training. They've got a DIY package, which is do it yourself. You do 4 online courses plus the Australian Mining Seminar. But if you want some more help or some more hands-on help, they do a work-ready package where you get a ticketed WA shift boss to help you through and understand the mining information, prep you for the interview, and just help you through that employment process as you go through it. It does cost a fair bit more, but like I said, you do get that extra level of help. So I hope that information helps, and if you've got any more questions or you'd like something answered in the news, I'm more than happy to accommodate. It was just lucky this week that the Kalgoorlie story came up and I got asked to talk about Kalgoorlie, which was really good. So if you could like and subscribe the channel, and thanks.